Good afternoon. I'm Keely Fulton.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren LaFonzina.
Beach County Courthouse in downtown West Palm Beach, where day 2 of the John Goodman DUI manslaughter trial is underway with jury selection. Live team coverage coming up.
And Roxanne has been at the courthouse all this morning since today's proceedings began, with the rest of our team covering this high-profile trial.
So, Roxanne, we'll turn it over to you now to kick us off here and let us know what happened in court this morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lauren. Good afternoon, Keely, and good afternoon to all of you at home. The best way to sum up today's proceedings are slow. 2 words used in describing what's happened in the day and a half this trial has been underway is arduous and process. And I think you'll be hearing them more today before this proceeding is over and the jury is seated. Here's what happened this morning in court. Jurors were called in individually, prospective jurors, that is, called in individually and interviewed by the judge, and attorneys for both sides asked the question about how much they know about John Goodman and the accident that took Scott Wilson's life more than 2 years ago. It's focused all about that, and we're going to talk to our legal analyst and our local criminal defense attorney, Michelle Suskauer, and get more insight into how difficult it's going to be to seat a jury. But first, let's get more from the proceedings that went on inside that courtroom this morning as our team coverage continues with Christina Mora. Christina?
Hey there, Roxanne. Yeah, as you know, just like yesterday, today, Judge Colbath and the attorneys spent most of the time wading through this growing pool of potential juries. Oftentimes, they interviewed them one by one. Now, this morning, Goodman and his defense team arrived to the courthouse knowing what they had ahead of them. They had this long, tedious process ahead of them. Again, the focus has been on media exposure, media coverage. The judge, the state, and the defense spending significant time asking potential jurors if they can set aside what they've heard about the case and listen to only what's presented inside that courtroom. We've seen a lot of potential jury members so far who have heard just nuggets about this case, and that's what the judge asked them about.
So the media exposure, you think, really caused you to take sides on this case? Is there anything about the way that the media affected you that causes you concern about your ability to be fair to the state, to the defense? Was it exposure to the media that you think that has caused you to lean one way or the other?
Again, those are the types of questions we've heard over and over again so far this morning, and we certainly will be hearing a lot more of that as the day goes on. There were some other things that went on in the courtroom that we'll get to at 12:30, but for now, Roxanne, back to you.
Yeah, Christina, you're right. We have a lot of territory to cover. And I might mention, when I say slow and arduous process, they are still questioning prospective jurors. They have not yet broken for lunch. So they are serious about trying to get this done. But as I bring in Michelle Suskauer, our legal analyst and local criminal defense attorney, that is the question. They're trying to get it done. But by the end of today, more than 100 prospective jurors will have been called.
That's right.
How difficult is it proving to be to find 8 who can serve on this jury?
It's really proving to be very difficult because there are so many individuals who know so many details based on all of the pretrial publicity about John Goodman, and that have really prejudged him without hearing one piece of evidence actually admitted into court. That is the challenge. But the judge and the lawyers are trying to do it. They're trying their best to seat a jury today, but we have not gotten into the meat of the jury selection. This was really just yesterday and today about cause challenges, trying to get the people out who have irreconcilable time conflicts, personal conflicts, prior history where they can't be a fair juror in this case, and then the pretrial publicity and how pervasive it's been for them.
So do you think it could happen by the end of today? I mean, we've gone from thinking it might happen yesterday to perhaps not even by the end of today.
You know, I think it's a small possibility. It really depends. Again, there's a fresh new set of 20 jurors who may be called in this afternoon, and the state and the defense haven't even gotten their shot at questioning these jurors.
And that leads me to my next question, something that was interesting today. A couple people said they have a conflict. As of next Friday, spring break begins in Palm Beach County for public schools, and they said, I've got prepaid vacations. I can't be here after next Friday. And Judge Colbath has said, no worries, trial's done by next Friday.
That's right. He said that. And again, if you're going to put somebody on this jury who has irreconcilable time conflicts, a prepaid vacation and promise them that this case is going to be over by next Friday. This case better be over by next Friday, or else there's going to be a mistrial.
Does that happen frequently? Do judges make promises like that?
Well, you know, if they're going to be we don't even know if that person would be on, and I think that it would probably not be a very good, it's definitely not a good idea. Have someone who's going on a prepaid vacation, they're going to be focused on, let's move this along, let's rush, and that's not the type of juror that we need on this case.
With everybody who's been called in today, most of them have said they know something about John Goodman or the car or Scott Wilson. Do you think there'll be another request to sequester this jury, considering what they know before they've even been selected to serve?
Well, this jury is not going to be sequestered. There's no talk about sequestering, but in terms of trying to move the venue here, I mean, that's already been discussed. That's already been denied. There are folks who have not committed themselves to guilt or innocence, and we're going to hear more about that when they're questioned in depth. They are going to be able to seat a jury. It's 6 people, 2 alternates. There are 6 people in Palm Beach County who have not prejudged John Goodman. Maybe 6, but there are.
All right, we'll be talking more about that as that questioning is continuing right now. And something else that went on in court today, some of the sidebar questions that they had with the judge, the attorneys had with the judge, were interesting. We're going to talk about that with Michelle Suskauer and Christina Mora when we continue our team coverage at 12:30. But as I mentioned, trial still underway. We're going to monitor that. If anything develops, we will get to you immediately and let you know what's happening. Live at the Palm Beach County Courthouse, I'm Roxanne Stein, News Channel 5 for the entire team here. Now back to you.
All right, Roxanne, thank you. Our thanks to Christina and Michelle as well. And stay with News Channel 5 for the most comprehensive coverage and analysis of the John Goodman trial. We will have live reports in every newscast throughout this case. You can also watch the trial live on our website, WPTV.com. Well, today is